world, it's your absolute favorite flannel channel in all the galaxy. It's Dead and Lovely, here with the host with the most, Uncle Ben.
And me, Hollywood Steve, in my pajamas.
And today we're going to be telling you guys about the top 5 horror flicks that you should be watching on the Netflix in January 2019. The year of our Lord, Satan. Number 1 on our list is going to be a smash hit from East 1999. It's The Sixth Sense, directed by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, starring a Bruce Willis. It's got a Haley Joe. It's got a
Toni Collette.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And it's a lot of fun. It's a very special movie with, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah, because this is an interesting thing I found out recently. Some of the kids out there haven't ever seen this movie, nor have they had it spoiled for them.
Kids these days. This is one of those ones I had spoiled for me by David Letterman.
Letterman?
Fuck you, David Letterman.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was watching Letterman one night and he spoiled the whole thing. It was like while it was still in theaters and stuff too. I've never fucking forgiven him for that.
Wow. Bruce Willis plays an interesting role.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment does a good job. His first kind of huge starring role, putting it on the map. Yeah,
and this is some of the best acting you're gonna get out of an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That I can completely agree with. Yeah, it's a good watch. Has some twists and turns. Has some good eerie stuff in there. It's one of those ones that I think even if you're not necessarily a fan of horror, you could still enjoy it. I mean, this was a massive success that way surpassed anything that most horror movies ever see. So I wouldn't just classify this one as just horror.
Well, Ben, there's a little film on Netflix that you haven't seen that I gotta suggest to you. Just watched it recently. It's called Can.
I haven't seen it. Tell me abouts.
Well, it just came out in 2018, directed by Daniel Goldhaber. Stars Madeline Brewer, and it is about a cam girl.
Okay.
That is a girl.
A girl named Cameron.
A girl named Cameron. So, Cam is a movie that will surprise you pretty quickly. It's not going to go the direction you think it's going to go when I say that it is about a cam girl.
Yeah.
You're going to expect, with cam girls, there's going to be a lot of sexual elements and things like that, but that's not really where it's going. It's going a completely different direction than you think.
Shucks.
Some people don't like it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I found it very compelling.
Right on. It sounds like one that I'll have to check out. How is it in terms of like scariness, blood and gore, stuff like that?
Blood and gore, fun stuff.
Okay.
Scariness, yeah, it's one of those things that is twisted, but it won't scare you as you're watching it. But later when you think about it, you'll think, ooh, that would be a strange thing to have happen to me.
That would be unsavory, I might say.
Yep.
Sounds like it might be worth my time.
It is.
Alright, Steve, the next movie on our list of stuff you guys should be watching is one that I don't necessarily love. Like, I really think it's just kind of a middle-of-the-road movie. But if you watch it, you'll get to fully enjoy episode number 66 of our award-deserving podcast, Dead and Lovely.
For sure.
Find it on whatever your favorite podcast app of choice is, rate and review on iTunes. I'm talking about The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yeah.
This is a movie that, when it came out in 16? I know a lot of people were absolutely nuts about it.
Yeah.
It got a lot of hype online. I know a lot of other horror podcasts and stuff went nuts for it. Maybe it was the hype. I just thought it was just okay.
I think it is the okayest of movies. In fact, on our podcast, I now use it as my middle-of-the-road movie. Yeah. If I'm kind of on the fence about a movie, I think, is this better or worse than Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Yeah, it's 5.
It's a 5. It's a 5 movie. But the thing is, it does have a really good performance by Brian Cox and is very well directed by Andre Overdahl.
Yeah.
Who also directed a little movie called Troll Hunter.
Well, maybe we should cover that one day on the podcast.
How about episode 93?
Coming soon to a podcast near you.
Check it out.
Yeah, overall this movie I thought was just okay. There's some cool elements. There's some good spooky stuff in there. It's not terribly long, so even if you're not in love with it, it won't take up your whole night, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely got some great, interesting imagery. Yeah. And the person who plays the corpse.
Best performance.
And that, we're not even exaggerating. It's a really good performance.
Yeah, she actually does a really good job.
Yeah.
I thought she died.
Up next, we have a little movie called The Void. Now, we would mention some names associated with it, but you probably wouldn't recognize any of them. It's a real small Canadian cast, small movie, directed by Jeremy Gillespie, came out in 2016, but it is in the line of, say, Hellraiser?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, like, if there was a Hellraiser movie set on the hospital that's in Halloween 2.
Yeah,
that's kind of what this movie is, because it all kind of takes place in a hospital. There's this crazy cult. There's some Cenobite-like characters later on in the flick.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. It's not like the best movie I've ever seen or anything like that.
But
you know, the thing about it that I like the most is kind of the entire ethos that went into the whole project, where it was entirely crowdfunded. It was made by a bunch of special effects guys.
Yep.
You know, which means it's a little bit light on the story, but incredible visuals.
Oh yeah,
amazing practical effects in this thing.
That ending is crazy. So insane.
You should watch it just because of the fact that we need to show Netflix and other streaming services that we as a horror community will support stuff that is like this, that is all practical and is that, you know, kind of low budget sort of aesthetic, that we will support more of this. We want more of this to happen, so give it a watch. It's like voting for more good stuff. All right, Steve, now for the last entry on our list here for the month of January, I'm tired of just sitting back and watching these movies play out. I don't want to just sit back on my couch and watch things happen. I want to say in the action. I want to be able to raise my voice and tell this movie where I think it should go, but I don't know what to watch.
Well, Ben, there's a choose your own adventure episode of Black Mirror called Bandersnatch. And I'll tell you this, it may not be a movie, but every episode of Black Mirror is movie length.
Okay, yeah, it's a long show.
They're all self-contained, so it might as well be called a movie.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. I have never watched none of the Black Mirror. I was homeschooled, so I haven't seen any.
It's been around for years, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Do I need to have watched any of the other Black Mirror stuff?
No.
Okay, so I can just watch
this you can just drop into any Black Mirror episode. It is an anthology. There are some small things that link that have made people come to the conclusion that Black Mirror all occurs in one universe.
Okay.
But none of those things are necessary to know about before you watch Bandersnatch, which is a choose your own adventure tale.
Okay.
And it's got everything a horror audience is gonna want. Psychological complexity, gore, murder, wonderful things like that.
I like all that stuff. Murder and gore, sign me up.
Bandersnatch is directed by David Slade, who directed 30 Days of Night.
Well, what do you know? We have a podcast about 30 Days of Night.
It just came out yesterday. What? Episode 90. Go check it out.
Rate and review on iTunes.
Run! Don't walk.
So is Bandersnatch gonna spook me out? Am I gonna get the willies watching this thing?
I will tell you what, it has, because you're making choices and because each of those choices have consequence in the world of the show you're watching, you do get invested.
Okay.
And just like how you would read a choose your own adventure book and you would go back when you would fail, the show goes back to your last sort of failure point.
Okay.
And then lets you choose the different path and see what happened.
I'll tell you a true story right now.
What's that?
I've never read a choose your own adventure book, ever.
What?
Because I was homeschooled. It really had some negative consequences.
Not even Zork?
I have no idea what that means.
Son of a bitch.
I have some reading I need to do, guys. I'll be right back.
And we're back! Wow, that was a few hours, but he read every one of them. So
get sick. I'm ready for Bandersnatch.
Alright! So Bandersnatch is about a kid adapting a choose your own adventure novel into a video game. That's right. It's a choose your own adventure episode of Black Mirror about a kid turning a choose your own adventure book into a video game. And it gets even deeper and more meta than that if you play out all of the different options. And that's the fun thing about Bandersnatch, is I took about 3 hours to play out all of the options.
Wow.
And not only does it add to the horror and add to that weird Black Mirror feel that Black Mirror episodes always have, but it also gives you new and more information about the the story that you wouldn't gather from choosing other options.
Steve, why Bird Box not on list?
Bird Box, not horror movie. Also, it's not great.
I've been wondering.
It's not even fully good. It's well directed and well acted, and I have a lot more to say about it. Check out our podcast episode tonight, 30 Days of Night.
Yeah.
We'll hear a little bit more of that.
Tell me some more about it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a mini-sode, but it's not a horror movie. That's specifically why we didn't put it on the list.
I want to watch it. It's got my girl Sandy B in it.
And she's good at it.
Of course, a huge fan of. And it's just like everybody's fucking talking about it, so I feel like I need to watch it just so I can contribute to the conversation and tell people their opinions are wrong. So there you go, guys. Those are our top 5 picks for the stuff that you guys ought to be watching this month on the Netflix. Let us know in the comments below which of your favorite movies that we completely bypassed and missed that we should be watching and talking about instead. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for new videos all the damn time. Ring the bell, little doohickey down there, so that way you guys get notifications every time we post up some new solid gold content for you. Also, be sure to listen to our award-deserving podcast, Dead and Lovely.
Where are those awards at, by the way?
I'm waiting on them, dude. We deserve them.
Who's got the podcasty awards?
Yeah, the casties.
We deserve one. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at DeadLovelyPod. You can check out our Facebook group, Dead and Lovely Horror Podcast. Also, you can email us at deadandlovelypod@gmail.com.
Write us an email, mail us beer. Email us beer.
Email us a beer.
Send us a beer fax. Tweet beer at us.
I'd take that. I'd take a tweeted beer.
Slide a beer into our DMs.
Ooh, yeah. That sounded sexual.
I don't know. I've never done any of them.
I'm fucking horrified.
I know.
That was my favorite
I didn't have a
series.
childhood.
I'm still just appalled.
That you haven't done a Choose Your Own Adventure?
You bought me some books.
Wow.
If I bought you some lingerie, would you be disappointed if I hadn't tried it on?
Maybe.
That's a good point, honestly.